Hey fellow Vault Dwellers, it's Angry Turtle, and in this video we'll go for a deeper dive into magic effects on weapons and armor. And why I'm using a magic to describe it, it's only because it cannot be explained in any other way, because there is no logical explanation in game for those effects to be so powerful. But before we go into more details, allow me to welcome my latest Patreons. It's Justin, Waveshocked, and Serbas. Welcome into Turtle's army. Thank you for your support, guys. And now, I have these handy graphics to help you guys understand which effects count as magic effects. As you can see, I sorted it based on position, on which star it is, and first we have weapons and then we have armor. I crossed the medics because just recently it just doesn't work for me. I don't know if my initial testing was flawed or it just stopped working, then I cross it. If it works for you, that's great. Doesn't work for me. Therefore, for the prefix on the weapon that makes it magic, it's instigating, it's junkies, and stalkers. For the second star, it's vast hit chance, limb damage, or bashing damage. And important note, to make weapon magic, you just need one of those effects. Or you don't need any of those effects if you have at least one piece of armor equipped with reduced damage while blocking. It's all listed in here. And I skipped for now requirement in fire rate because there is more weapons than just fast firing weapons. And now, what is the easiest to explain? We'll start with shotguns, because shotguns are the easiest. And this video can be a little bit long, because basically I want to explain it as well as I can, as magic weapons, magic effects is a #1 question asked under my videos. Then I want to explain it better than I did it last time. In the same time, maybe it will help Bethesda to figure out what's going on with that, as some of the weapons are seriously overpowered. Like shotguns, it makes shotguns perfectly balanced, but other weapons, crazy overpowered. Okay, now I'm using the shotgun without any legendary effect, and I do not have any legendary armor. Then this is point #1. Let's see how it works. Sneaking in here, have this guy, and let's shoot him. You can see only one number, but it's a bold number. It doesn't mean that I shoot one pellet. I shoot all the pellets, and all the pellets hits exactly the same spot. Now, I want to do more damage. I go under my apparel, I equip this armor with reduced damage while blocking. It's stated on the middle, but it doesn't matter. The order is usually random, and it's actually a third star effect. It should be on the bottom, but game decided to toss it in the middle. And now, let's shoot one of those guys before they will devastate my camp. And I have this armor equipped. And now... oh, this was too low level. And now you can see bunch of random numbers after I shot this guy. Look, another one. See, bunch of random numbers. That means I'm getting magic damage, and obviously you can see that I one-shotted them. And before I took like 1/4 of his health, now it's a one-shot. Then that's the one way to achieve the magic damage. It's still the same shotgun. I just equipped, see, it's still the same shotgun, no magic effect, but I equip armor with a magic effect. Therefore, all my weapons, like with this armor, all my weapons are magic. But not all of the weapons will do extra damage. There are some requirements. And first, it's what shotgun gives you. Multi-projectile weapons in VATS with magic effects will do magic damage. Then shotguns, a harpoon gun with flashette mod, any other weapon that you can modify to be similar to shotgun, like laser rifle, if you modify it with a splitter and it will fire multiple lasers. It does apply to legacy weapons, what makes them even more broken than they already are. And Yeah, shotguns are the baseline. The second option is a fast-firing weapons, but we'll go into that. Let's stick to the shotguns. Now, I will go back to my regular armor. Back to unyielding. This weapon will not do any crazy damage, but we'll shoot one super mutant to show you what kind of damage you can expect. Combat shotgun vampire, and I'm not spec to use anything in particular. I'm not spec for damage, I will show you just quickly. I spec for carry weight because I want to show the effects and not the build. It's not about the build, it's about the effects on weapons. Okay, there is a super mutant, level 68. We shoot him, and I barely did any damage. Have no magic before because I unequipped the armor. Now, I'm equipping the combat shotgun that is almost the same, is vampire as well, but it comes with limb damage. That's on the list of magic effects. I equip it, and now I shoot once, and he's dead. That's clearly a difference in damage. A lot. The difference is huge. Okay, and now, hopefully this will sort out shotguns. Just to summarize, you need only one magic effect for multi-projectile weapons, either on your armor or on the weapon itself, and it will do magic damage in watts only. Only in watts. If I shoot him like that, you see, there is no magic damage. You will see rubber bending. If you shoot like that, you will see rubber bending on the health bar quite often, and there will be no damage done. There will be normal damage, what you would expect with regular shotgun. Now, the heavy guns. For that, I will need to change into power armor. And to better demonstrate heavy guns, I will as well remove my rats and heal up, because I have blooded light machine guns for this demonstration. And I don't want to do damage with them. I want to demonstrate the magic effect difference with and without. Okay, no rats. Okay, and now the heavy guns. This is a little bit more complicated topic. For the demonstration, I have this LMG with 50% limb damage and faster reload, and basically the same LMG, but only blooded without any other stats. No limb damage, no faster reload, but if magic damage will not trigger, both of them should do exactly the same damage. Oh, and I should probably mention, limb damage does not increase weapon damage. There is this misconception going around that if you shoot limbs, you have more damage. That's not true. This effect, normally as intended, only affects limb crippling. You will cripple the limb 50% faster. It will not affect total health of the enemy if you have limb damage weapon or non-limb damage weapon. It was tested multiple times and it only affects crippling. Unless it trigger magic damage. But it can be Watt's hit chance in this spot and you will have the same increase in damage. Then it's not the limb damage itself. It's this weird magic damage. And magic damage because I cannot explain it. That's why I use word magic damage. I know which effect trigger it. I know condition required to trigger it. I don't know why. And now the fire rate. In my last video I stated fire rate of 200. This is lower, this is 160, but there is additional factor that I discovered. If your game is struggling with frame rates, like you drop frame rates really low, the magic damage from fast firing weapon will not occur. If you run game smoothly with 60 or higher frames, you can use weapons that have less than 200, like 160, and it will still work. Weapons that go below 100 fire rate never trigger this effect, at least for me, I never saw it trigger this effect. Explosive effect can help and trigger it easier, and two-shot probably can help as well, although I do not have too many two-shot weapons, I script them. Okay, and now let's go to these super mutants. I equipped the blooded LMG, no magic effects. Obviously armor is irrelevant if you wear power armor, because effects with your regular armor does not apply. And now let's see how well I will be doing. As you can see, I'm shooting. I will kill them eventually. I will heal as I don't want to lose health. Another one. Yeah, I need to unload a lot of bullets. And eventually I will kill him. But there's really not too much damage. Now I swap for a magic version one. And let's see now. Magic version one. Much better. And there's one more thing. To magic to trigger on fast firing weapons, you need to keep hitting the same spot on the enemy. Then it's easier with light machine gun than with other weapons, as you have crazy accuracy in here. If you will be missing a lot, this effect will not trigger. And I tested it with lower frames, like if I disconnect a power from my laptop and would cause frames to drop massively, I'm losing a lot of this magic damage. I mean, it's much harder to trigger. Plus, there are some enemies that are not so, like, they seems to be a little bit more immune. Like on public test server, I was testing it versus Colossus, and it was much harder to trigger. It was possible, and it was triggering, but it was harder to trigger. On regular enemies, super easy. On Scorchby Queen, it works as well, and it works quite well. I will say too well, and some people are abusing it and killing her in like 30 seconds or 10 seconds. That are magic weapons. Fast firing magic weapons are causing that. Okay, let's swap back to normal, just to give you a good comparison. I'm shooting with normal light machine gun, and I don't have such a success. Now let's do one more test. Exit the power armor. And now we are going to equip again this armor piece with less damage while blocking. I'm without power armor, and I will be using 1-star blooded light machine gun with full health. Then it's just light machine gun, like non-legendary. Okay, let's see now. You see? It's working. No power armor, and I can still destroy them in no time, even though it's showing that I'm doing like 19 damage. But I'm killing them way before I actually can do enough damage. Super mutants have like 500 damage, and not even close to doing as much damage when they die. And yes, if I will go to blooded level of health, it does amplify the magic damage. Then if you are fully spec into the weapon, and you are using magic weapon, full spec into it with all the possible boosts and stuff like that, it's when Scorchby Queen just suddenly die. And if I do not aim, and if I will be missing more, then you will see that my damage are not working as well. They keep staggering me, I cannot reload. If he's close enough, he will die. If they farther away, let's see. Oh, like this guy, without aiming, if I'm missing, you can see that I need to shoot much more, and my damage is going lower. Need to heal. Don't give me damage with the blooded effect. It still triggers, but not as much. You see? I'm losing it if I'm not aiming. And it's much more visible on bosses that have a lot of health, like Scorchby Queen. It's why she die even faster if people use Cryolature to keep her still and steady, and then go for the headshots. And yes, if you will have light machine gun that on the 2nd star have faster fire rate, and fire rate will go to 200, that increases your magic damage. It triggers easier, and it's going more rapidly. It's doing even more damage. Then fire rate amplifies that. And no, unfortunately, I don't know everything about this magic effect and which weapon exactly will work or will not work. It depends as well on your hardware, on weapon you have, and you cannot really tell. Like, if you ask me if some weapon will work for you, I cannot really tell. You will need to test it out by yourself. And to go back to the graphic, those are legendary effects that are confirmed to cause magic damage. You need only one of those, regardless if it's on your armor piece or if it's on your weapon. One of those effects. I have listed 7 effects. 3 for first star on weapon, 3 for second star on weapon, and 1 for armor. If you have any of those, your shotgun in VATS will do magic damage. Your shotgun-alike weapon in VATS will do magic damage. Your fast-firing weapon, as long as your frame rates are good and you can continuously hit the same spot on the enemy, it will trigger magic damage and it will melt enemies. It's too powerful on heavy guns like light machine gun, Gatling lasers, ultra-sight Gatling lasers, and miniguns. This is basically breaking the weapons. In the same time, it's insanely powerful on legacy weapons that you can put splitter, like Junkie's explosive laser rifle that is very popular and have the same magic damage that can destroy basically everything. And yes, as I was showing in my other videos, if you PvP in Adventure, this magic effect, any of those effects will work in PvP as well. Therefore, PvP is even more broken. Basically, there is no armor and no defense that can stop magic damage. Full set of Sentinel, insane resistance, empath mutation, everything stuck together will not stop magic damage. If someone can trigger magic damage on you, you will die, regardless what you are using. And to make sure that I explain everything well, let's go after some more tanky target. Let's go and shoot Super Mutant Behemoth. First, I will shoot him a little bit with regular LMG, then I will swap for this with magic limb damage. Okay, regular light machine gun. Let's see how much damage I can do to him. And armor, yeah, remove the magic armor. No magic armor. Have normal set of armor. Light machine gun that's bloodied. Okay, let's shoot him. It's hard to stick on the target. I unloaded over 60 bullets into him and I barely scratched him. And that's not very good. Okay, let's heal. Change weapon. And magic LMG. Oh, he stopped it, but you can already see that I'm doing way more damage. He's dead. The only problem is sometimes to stick to one spot. And it's even harder with very big enemies. It does matter when you hit him. And I'm not even sure if it's matter if you hit the same limb or it's more like about like hitting exactly the same spot. Because that's what's happening in VATS when you shoot a shotgun. You hit exactly one spot with all your pellets. And about my opinion, if you guys want to know, the magic damage, it's definitely totally broken on heavy weapons, and I said it in the past that should be addressed and fixed. Just because killing Scorchbeast Queen in 10 seconds or 30 seconds without any effort, it's not normal and not healthy, and especially when people are doing it on Adventure. By doing that, they stealing loot from others that are trying to earn their way and shoot Scorchbeast Queen with normal weapons or have no idea how the magic weapons work. In the same time, for the shotguns, for whatever reason, like shotguns are so weak that magic effect on the shotgun actually make them useful and balanced. Then if Bethesda is watching that, please, when you will go into fixing this magic effect, buff the shotguns as well. Or make shotguns doing much more damage in VATS like a future, when you will address this bug sooner or later. And yes, shotguns need some love. They really need some love. And please fix the VATS bug for Gauss shotgun if possible, and all the Gauss weapons. Shotguns need some love. Heavy guns, are good. Heavy guns are already good. Heavy guns does not need magic effect. Just 1-star blooded LMG will devastate everything even without magic effect. This magic effect is not needed. I hope I explained everything well. I'm not 100% sure because this topic is complicated. I will still try and help in the comments section, although I made this video to actually answer the comments from my comments section about magic weapons. And that's about everything I wanted to share in this video. Thank you for staying so long and listening to me trying to explain it. I appreciate that, guys. And as always, thank you a lot for watching, and see you in the next one.